Hi, Bashar.
And you, good day.
Good day. Thank you very much for the opportunity to give the message to Japan.
It is our pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to deliver that kind of reflection.
Yeah, because many Japanese people got the influence from Bashar, and they changed their own life. Many lives has been changed. And I think many Japanese people are waiting for you to receive the message directly from you. Are you any plans to go to Japan to do the channeling?
No.
May I ask why?
You may ask.
Why?
Thank you.
What is the reason?
As you can see, there are things going on your planet that require the idea of energy balancing. Each being from my civilization and many other civilizations who are involved in the idea of aiding and assisting in the energy balancing of your world through many of these kinds of events have specific, shall we say, territories that they are responsible for. Japan isn't mine. But others of my society and from other societies are involved. The messages that need to be delivered will be delivered, even if it's not literally by me. Do you understand? And remember, I'm not there anyway. I'm not where the channel is right now anyway. The message can come through in many ways. The channel, in a sense, to use your language euphemistically, is just a telephone. You can receive the call anywhere, through anything, in many different ways. And you are receiving it in all the ways that you need to. Do not feel that it must specifically be delivered in a certain way for people to choose to be affected positively. For there are many beings, including all of your own guides, that are aiding and assisting you all the time. In that context, I am not special. Do you understand?
Can you explain me more, a little bit more?
My ship, as we have said now, is about 2,500 of your miles above the area on your planet you call Sedona, Arizona, because the Sedona vortex is the major vortex of what you call the North American continent that connects to many other realities and many other dimensions. It serves your entire planet that I remain focused on that vortex. And thus the idea of the channel's body leaving the continental United States is fine, but I can't send my energy through it, or it will in that sense dilute the energy required to remain in the North American continent, specifically through my vibration. Other members of my society are doing the same thing in your Japanese area.
I see.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I see so many UFOs
Yes.
in the YouTube right after the tsunami.
Yes. There are many observations being made by many civilizations about what is going on with regard to what your people are doing, how they are responding, so on and so forth. We are taking measurements in that sense ourselves. We are, in that sense, mostly, though, watching what kind of decisions you all make about what it is you have experienced. Because it will determine for us when you are ready for certain kinds of other changes as to based on what choices you make from these experiences. And that leads us to greater understanding of when you may be ready for contact.
Oh, I see.
Does that help you?
Yes. And so all the other planet existences are watching Japan now then.
Many of them, and many other places on your planet that are also potentially about to experience certain things.
And also, I'm really worried about worried about a concern about the health of children in Japan.
Yes.
Because of the nuclear
Yes. Yes. Well,
is flying around.
There are ways, again, to thoroughly detoxify that situation. The point is this gives you an opportunity to speed up your focus in finding out what those ways are. And that will benefit the world.
I see.
Remember, I understand that from many of the points of view of people on your planet, this seems incomprehensible. But the spirits of those children knew what they were doing when they were born, and knew what they would experience, and knew what a difference it would make to your planet. In that sense, they are that strong to have chosen to have this experience because of the changes it would bring about on your planet, because they know the body is temporary. Mm-hmm. They are great masters being of great service to your world. Mm-hmm. Don't waste the opportunity.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Hi.
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
All right. I'm kind of nervous now right now.
Kind of nervous.
Well,
I don't bite.
okay.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, just like Yoko said, I'm concerned about the Japan.
All right, but we have addressed this to some degree. Do you
Yeah.
have some different perspective?
Well, like you told us about Japan, they have to break the old system and
Yes.
start new.
Because as we have said, the idea is not that you will change the old system. The idea is to invent new systems to replace the old ones when they fall apart, as they are beginning to do all over your planet.
Yeah, but I'm looking at on social networking.
Yes.
All the young generation tell all the other people what's going on.
Yes.
But there is an old system like media or newspaper.
Yes.
They never say the truth. They
So?
cover the truth.
So?
And
But you don't necessarily need to rely on the old system, as you just said. You have new systems of information exchange now. Mm-hmm. So what difference does it make that the old system isn't telling you what you want to hear? The new system can.
so
why focus on the old system? It's not about changing the old system. You can't change the old system. You can only let it go and replace it with a new system that's representative of the world you say you prefer.
But we like to change. Well, let go of the old system.
Yeah, let go. You can't change it. You have to just let it go.
But there is so many old generation.
Not for long. Don't things change on your planet when the generation changes?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
So it's not like won't change right away, but it's kind of long run.
In your terms, right away is relative. Look at how fast things are changing on your planet. Remember that many people that are alive on your planet now have gone from what you call horse and buggy to space shuttle in their lifetime. That's pretty rapid, as you say. So, the timing is what you really need to focus on. Everyone that chose to be born within a certain timing and chose to experience certain changes in the overall society that they chose to be born in. There are no accidents in that context. So those that have certain lifespans that continue to exist within the physical reality during the time certain changes occur have chosen to experience those changes. Other individuals have chosen to leave. In that sense, some of them in your linear context will be reborn as children to experience the result of the changes that many of you are making now. Remember, you are eternal beings. And even though we are speaking linearly when we say reincarnation, it's actually all going on right now anyway. All lives exist at the same time. It is multiple, simultaneous, concurrent incarnations. Because all things are one, and there is only now. So different lives are the same, in a sense, now, but from a different point of view. But linearly, in space-time, you can create the effect of one after another. So even those people you are referring to now of the older generation may soon be the younger generation who will benefit from the changes you are now making. Make sense?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, I understand, but like I just get so frustrated.
About what?
It's,
About what?
I mean, they can't. A lot of people like to change, but they cannot change right away. So have to.
One moment. First of all, you must understand you're changing all the time. You don't have to learn to change yourself. You have to learn to realize you're changing all the time so that you can pick the kind of change you prefer. So they're changing all the time, whether they know it or not. If you can help them learn that they're changing all the time, then maybe it will be easier in their mind to pick the kind of change they would prefer, since they don't have to learn to change. Change is automatic. You can't help it. It's going on right now. Like I said, billions of times a second, you're changing your reality. You're changing your personality, literally. So it's not about having to learn to change. It's about learning to change in the way you prefer to. So sometimes it's easier for people to know they can change the way they want to if they know they're already changing anyway. Anything that thus holds them back from changing in the way they prefer to is an opportunity for them to examine what beliefs they may be holding on to that prevent them from changing in the way they prefer to, because they're preventing themselves. Nothing else prevents them from changing. It's only the reasons that people give themselves that prevent them from knowing that they're changing or changing in the way they prefer to. There is no need for you to experience frustration about the idea, because when you experience frustration, what you're doing is reinforcing their belief in their inability to change. So you're helping them stay the same by being frustrated about it. Share with them ideas of freedom, ideas that they already do change and that they can change in the way they prefer to. Now, they don't have to accept that idea, and the idea is for you to be unconditionally loving enough to allow them to choose what they prefer, even if it's not what you prefer for them. Make sense? The only way to allow someone to choose to change in a positive way is to at least allow them the unconditional opportunity to not choose to change. That's the paradox. You have to allow them all choices in order for it to be easier for them to make any choice, including the choices that you may not prefer, but which their soul may need. Who are you to say that they're not getting something out of it on another level that you know nothing about? You follow me?
Yes.
Can you relax your frustration and your need for them to change in a certain way and just get on about the business of changing in the way you prefer? Because remember, again, you never change the world you're in. Never. You change yourself and you shift to another simultaneously coexisting parallel earth reality that is more representative of the change you've made in yourself. The old earth still exists and has never changed. And you keep doing that. You keep shifting from earth to earth to earth to earth that is more and more and more and more representative of the changes you've made within yourself. All the other earths still exist and have never changed. You never change the world. You only change yourself and change to another world that it's already representative of the vibration you're now existing in by the change you've made within your own state of being. You understand? Thank you for changing with us to a new world of understanding.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
It's always a pleasure speaking with you, so
And
thank
you
you once
as
again.
well.
So, my first thought, between booking for the reservation to come tonight and actually coming tonight, I had a thought,
Yes.
which was that of all the friends that I know, you and the Essassani people, you seem to do the best job of reading potential futures. And it occurred to me, well, why would Bashar not mention that it was a possibility for something like this to happen to
I
Japan?
did. Kevin?
December 10th, 2004. He actually mentioned it.
I see. And then my next thought was that the reality already existed in the
Yes,
future.
it does.
And that it was up to me to place myself in, it's always up to me to place myself in the reality that I prefer.
Yes.
And then my next thought was, well, if I now am in a reality that I don't prefer,
Yes.
and I can't go back, or I don't know how to go to a different parallel reality where it hasn't happened, the best I can do would be to make
Why
the
do
most
you
of
need to go to a reality where it hasn't happened?
to be in the reality that I prefer.
But why not simply be in the reality you prefer right now?
Well, I suppose that's what I would like to.
Are you
to
sure
do.
that what you're describing is the reality you actually prefer? Many of you get confused with the idea of needing the reality to look a certain way in order for it to be the reality you prefer. Again, going off the idea that if the outside doesn't look a certain way, somehow that's not the reality you prefer. When in fact it can be if you respond to it differently. Remember that for a time, you all have a consensus agreement to experience a variety of things, or at least be aware of certain things that other people do choose in that collective reality that may be representative ultimately of things you don't prefer. But the idea is if you're not directly experiencing them physically, then obviously you have created your part of that reality to aid and assist you in a way where you didn't have the direct experience. But that doesn't mean you have to completely erase knowledge of the experience from the reality you prefer, because you may actually prefer, obviously, to continue to agree with the consensus reality to a certain degree in order to participate in whatever the process is that event brought about. You may not really want to, again, obviously, or you would, you may not really want to completely divest yourself from the reality in which such an event occurred.
Sure. So at this point, what can I do to be most helpful?
Number one, recognize that if you have awareness of such a thing happening in the reality you are in, then you need to have that awareness. And thus, then by definition, that awareness is part of the reality you prefer, not an interruption or a diversion from it. That's number one. You follow?
Yes.
Number two, give it, as we have done by illustration this day of your time, positive meaning, so that by giving it positive meaning, it blends and harmonizes with the vibration of the reality you prefer. Step three, act on those things that are most exciting to you, representing your highest passion, your highest joy in all areas. Act and ground that energy, thus by example, giving off a vibration that gives other people a chance to see through your example other ideas of reality they can also choose. They can also prefer.
I see. And so that leads me to my next question,
Yes.
which is one of the things that I would like to do is to encourage cleaner forms of energy
Yes.
on the planet.
Encourage
more safe.
How?
By implementing,
How?
by getting people together who have knowledge on the subject,
All right.
have them cooperate.
Have you
and,
started to do this?
I have looked
Yes
into, I've
or
started
no
to research.
will do. Yes
started
or no
research,
will do.
Started to make some connections.
All right. Can you accelerate this? Is this part of your excitement? Is this an expression of your joy?
It is. And
Then?
and I would like to ask you, how could what forms of energy, you mentioned before that the Essassani people were talking about sharing with us
Yes.
a clean method of
And
generating
we have
energy.
begun to do so. But you can do your own investigation into the idea of what the individual on your planet Tesla knew. And you can explore the idea of fractal geometry with respect to the idea of fractal antennas.
Is that related to Pavlita's research?
Partially, but not totally.
Okay.
But the idea is that With an understanding of fractal geometry, you will understand how to tap into the energy field of your planet, the energy field of the universe, and step that energy down fractally into a modality you can handle.
Any specific fractal shapes, because there can be many.
There can be, and that's up to you to discover because that's part of your process. You can start with the understanding of triangles and tetrahedrons because they are the underlying foundational structure of the construct of physical reality, but that's all we are allowed to say at this time without, in the sense, shall we say, spilling the beans.
Would Sierpinski triangles be on the right course?
They would.
Okay, thank you. And how much power, percentage-wise, can solar, geothermal, and wind generate in the region of Japan, because it's not sunny all year round?
It depends upon what devices you create that convert those kinds of energy into something you can use. Obviously, your technology can improve in those areas vastly. But again, you will in time find that you will not necessarily need to even rely on those if you understand what we are talking about in terms of tapping into and, in a sense, stepping down and transforming higher electromagnetic energies that are available to all of you all the time. These energies permeate you constantly.
How does electromagnetic differ from electromagnetic?
Electromagnetic is, in that sense, the context that it extends up into what you would call the spirit realm. And it is not just a physiological domain manifestation.
Is this measurable?
It is.
With our current equipment?
No.
How do we get there?
I just told you. Fractal antennas.
Okay.
They will not only be the idea of the devices, the base of the device for converting the energy, they are also the basis of being able to even sense the energy.
On the subject of silicon, which we talked about earlier,
yes.
Would that be on the right course? Or
some of these devices may be able to take advantage of amplification through specific manipulations of the substance called quartz. Again, that's as far as we will go for now. Okay. Look to the ancient understanding of the utilization of quartz to gain a clue.
I see. Thank you. Now,
thank you.
Also, with regard to the current radiation threat.
Yes.
What measures can be taken to alleviate, reduce?
There are individuals on your planet now working on certain polymer constructions that are actually capable of completely blocking and absorbing the idea of such radiation. This may require some improvement over the course of the next 3 to 5 of your years, but such devices have begun to be explored. Polymer substances, certain kinds of plastics, certain kinds of metals infused in the plastics that will actually block and absorb these kinds of radiations.
Thank you. And any other further things that would help in accelerating this process, since 3 to 5 years of absorbing radiation is still quite detrimental?
Yes, there are things that can be done, but the question is, are people on your planet willing to do them? It's not up to us. It's up to you.
Sure. Is it a lack of knowledge or lack of willing to take action?
It is lack of willingness to take action in certain directions. You have all the knowledge you need to accomplish these things rapidly. I'll put it to you this way. With the knowledge you presently have at hand, you would find that you're actually capable of alleviating this situation entirely in 3 to 6 months.
Please elaborate.
No.
Is that the only method?
No.
I mean, I apologize for being stubborn on this, but I feel like I need to gather as much information as I can in order to help in a timely fashion.
Then go and gather your information. We have given you what we are allowed to give you without interfering with your processes, which we are not allowed to do. Because there are certain discoveries you will make about yourselves that will allow you to make the discoveries and realizations we are talking about. And if we simply give you certain bits of information, the discoveries you need to make about yourselves likely will be sidestepped, and we cannot do that to you.
I understand.
All right? However, I will say this. One moment. One moment. One moment. I know this is going to sound very odd in your language. Look to the structure. Look to the foamy structure in bone. Look to the foamy structure in cake to understand something important about how certain substances need to be constructed in order to perform as required.
This goes back to the antenna
No.
concept? No, separate.
This goes back to your radiation question.
Absorbing.
Yes. Look to the foamy structure of bone. Look to the foamy structure of cake to understand the nature of the structure that the substance needs to be patterned in order to be effective to this task. And also you will find certain kinds of wax will also be of assistance. Focus, if you will, in your dreams on the idea of golden, bright golden yellow wax, and another being will aid and assist you with further understanding, but they will take over from here.
Another being?
Yes, another being aside from myself.
It's not a pun on wax, is it? Beeswax? Okay. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you very much. How do you say thank you in the Essassani ancient language?
There are many ways, depending upon the context of the situation. But the idea really boils down to what we have already used, and it really is summed up most plainly as ha'atu.
Well, ha'atu.
Thank you.